Hey, I'm Sherry Shepherd, and welcome to Marketplace Mondays. Hey, everybody. How are you? I'm Sherry Shepherd, president of the National Black Business Owners Association, and welcome to Marketplace Mondays. I'm so excited to be returning, and we're returning with a different format this time. Not only will we be featuring different guests here on Marketplace Monday via social media, but we will also, this is also going to correspond with our upcoming podcast. I'm super duper excited about it all. I'm telling you, we're going to be on all the major platforms for our podcast. And I hope that you all stay tuned because you all know we get into some really, really good topics here for about 30 minutes on Marketplace Mondays here. So I'm going to give you, so today I want to talk about money. Let's talk about money in your business. I want to talk about the part about a business that isn't fun for a lot of people, right? But it is an absolutely critical part of your business. If you don't have your numbers together, I'm telling you, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for an audit. You're setting yourself up for a hot mess. You are setting yourself up for a situation. And not only that, you are also hindering yourself from a lot of opportunities and doors that could possibly open to grow your business. All right, so listen. So, we've been doing this for a few years now. We've been doing this. I think we had our first Marketplace Monday broadcast in 2021. So excited to be back. And listen, so we're going to be doing this every Monday at 12 noon. All right, so for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to talk, if you can hang in there with me, we're going to talk about the necessity of keeping your numbers correct. And just to let you know, this is corresponding and this is leading up to our next seminar. And this seminar is online, and this is our Black Startup Business Boot Camp. If you don't start your business on the right foundation, once again, you are setting yourself up for a disaster. So I don't want to belabor the point, but I'm going to just, the information is going to be scrolling across our screen. And also, I'm going to also include the Eventbrite in our description for our show today. Listen, this seminar is not a seminar you want to miss if you are serious about business. This seminar I'm going to say it again, it's for people who are serious about business. This is for people who want to make 6 figures, 7 figures, and want to do it right and want to do it responsibly. If you are the type and you're treating your business like a hobby, you're just treating it like a little side hustle, you're just doing things on the side just to put some extra money in your pocket, but you're not serious about making it your vocation and something that you can build a legacy from, and this may not be the seminar for you. But if you're serious about business and you want to make real money, it all starts with the foundation. So listen, that is a good segue into our subject for today. Let's talk about money. If you were to get $50,000 right now, right? Say you're just starting your business. You don't have any, you don't have any cash flow statements. You don't have any of that stuff, but you have good credit. Let's just use that for example. And you're able to go to the bank and get $25,000, $30,000, $50,000. What would you do with that money? What would you do? I know you have a general idea of what you would like to do with it, right? But how would you just dump it in the bank, right? And just start swiping without tracking your numbers and seeing where your money is going? What would you do? Would you put most of it into marketing? Would you put most of it into research? What exactly would you do with that money, right? And this is where a lot of small businesses mess up. This is where the rubber meets the road. They have money, or they get money, or they get a contract, or they start to make money, right? And they do all kinds of crazy things. First of all, the first thing you want to do with that money is to open up a separate business account. This is, of course, assuming that you've incorporated your business, that you have a tax ID number, that you are set up as a corporation of some sort. I forgot to say that, because it's very important that you have your foundation set with your incorporation, your whether you're going to be an LLC or a C corporation to begin with. Once you start making over a certain amount of money, becoming an S corporation, all of that stuff, right? I'm assuming that you have checked those boxes when I say these things, right? So now you're all set up for your business. And listen, because you're a startup, it's hard for you to get money. But listen, you have a credit score of over 680, so you can actually go and get some money from some lending institutions. There's a lot of them out here. If a bank does not want to finance your dream or your business, there are other secondary lending organizations that are willing to assist you with business, with getting money for your business. If you have a 680 credit score and you need money for your business, and you're not quite, and you're just starting, listen, you need to inbox me, right? Because we have partnerships in place with the National Black Business Owners Association that can help you get the money that you need. That is, again, provided that you have a 680 credit score or above. All right. So listen, so let's talk about your cash flow statements, your balance sheet, and your profit and loss statement, and why these documents are so important. The first thing you want to understand, you need to understand what's going on in your business, in your business finances. You need to know how much money you're expecting to come in, and you need to know exactly, as the president of your organization, how much money you are expecting to go out. Cash flow is king. Cash flow is what the bankers are going to look for in the future. When your business is more established, it's your cash flow. That is what bankers are going to look for. They're looking to see whether or not you can pay them back if they give you money, right? Leasing opportunities that may come along for equipment. They need to know that they're going to be able, that you have a good hold and a good handle, I should say, on your money. All right, so let's talk about cash flow statements. Like I said, cash flow is king, right? And it's basically what it is. You are tracking the flow of your cash. Like I just said, what's coming into your account versus what's going out? What do you know? What can you expect? Do you have contracts in place with people, and for a year they're locked into this contract, so you can expect a certain amount of money per client every month? Or are you the type that's, listen, I'm sales oriented, I don't have contracts, I'm not a service business, but I have products, and listen, I don't, so my 1 month it might be one way, and another month it might be another. Hopefully it's going to be increasing, right? But you need to understand, and you need to know what's going out and what's coming into your business. Now, one thing, the easy part for most of us is knowing what bills we're paying, right? We already know our internet fees, our the if we have an office, the rent, the utilities, or whatever is included with that type of thing. But sometimes your income, depending on the type of business, can be a little tricky. But if you get yourself a good CPA, you get yourself a good bookkeeper, right? They will be able to help you. And again, Marketplace Mondays, we're not teaching the whole seminars here. We're going over high level information. But what you want to do is you want to have a good accountant on your team that can help you to project what your cash flow is going to be, especially if you are a startup. So listen, what's the purpose of your cash flow statement? Again, is to tell you basically how much cash you have on hand and what you can expect, what's coming in and what's going out, right? Cash flow statements is the regular financial statement telling you how much cash you have on hand for a specific period. While income statements are excellent for showing you how much money you've spent and earned, they don't necessarily tell you how much cash you have on hand for a specific time, right? So you definitely want to you definitely want to get some training in this area. Okay, when we're doing business plans, one of the things, the hardest part about that business plan for a lot of business owners or people who want to be in business are those cash flow projections, right? That part right there, oh my God, is the least favorite part. It's my least favorite part, and I'm not alone. So, with I'm a score mentor as well, and what I'm finding, even as I'm in training, to become a full-fledged score mentor, is most people get stuck right here on this financial part. They can write about the executive summary. They can write about, they're not afraid to do the research for their business plan. It's their baby, it's their passion. So it's very easy to sit down and write about what they want to do and their dreams and their visions. It's very easy for them to lay that part out. But when it comes to the numbers, oh, that's when it gets tricky. All right. So your cash flow statement. Your cash flow statement versus an income statement. Listen, using an income statement to track your cash flow can lead to serious problems because it depends on what kind of accounting. This is why you need to be in this class. Depends on what kind of accounting methods you use. Are most small businesses use a cash track their expenses, track their banking on their accounting, on a cash basis instead of accrual. Now, one of my customers for my virtual assistant company, the one that you all see me driving to, they all of theirs is on an accrual basis, and it was a very sharp learning curve for me because one of the things I do is I keep their books. And I promise you, that accrual basis, I'm like, why, God, why? Not my favorite, but I'm always willing to learn. I always like to learn new things, but most small businesses use a cash accounting method, meaning it's every month. This is what it is. With accruals, we have to take different things into consideration: who's paid, who hasn't paid for the quarter, and deferrals. It's a lot. And this is why we have people like Terrell Turner coming to teach us on September the 14th, right, about the very things that I'm mentioning today. All right, so listen. So you cash flow statements, again, that's going to be your king. That's going to be, that right there is like the heartbeat. It should be the heartbeat in your mind of what's going on with your numbers. All right. Again, we're keeping this high level for 30 minutes, but you definitely need cash flow statements because number one, they show your liquidity, right? They show how much liquid cash you have on hand, again, right? And they will also show you changes in your assets and your liabilities and your equity. You need to know this as a business owner. I know it's not the fun part. The fun part for most of us is going out and servicing our customers and collecting the money. But again, you've got to know if you're serious about business, right? And they also allow you to predict what your future cash flow is going to be, right? So you need to know where your numbers are at all times. Now, with my client, every Monday morning, I have to go in and I have a cash flow spreadsheet that I have to complete, because they're a company and they're owned by an overseas company. We all have everything on a shared drive. But every Monday, I have to go in and I have to update the cash flow projections for the month. Right? And actually for the rest of the year, what actually came in versus what I was expecting to come in. I got to go in and make the adjustments every week, make sure everything is lining up with the bank statements and the bank for the day, all that good stuff. I don't want to get too technical, but again, it's because it is very critical. And the CFO of the company has access to that, and she checks it on a regular basis so she can see what's going on over here in the U.S. All right. So listen, cash flow statements. If you want, and I may have talked in circles, if I have, forgive me, but the point I really want to drive home to you today is how important it is for you to understand the cash flow statements. And if you do not, and I know I can't explain it, I know what it looks like, I know how to do them now, but guess what? If you want somebody to explain it, you need to register for this seminar. All right, so listen, number two, this is another critical document that every banker will need. And let me add this about cash flow statements. If you need a loan, if you're applying for grants, oh, wait a minute. I know you all thought you could just tell a grant maker your idea and they'll just give you $10,000. No, there are grant makers out there. They want to know what your cash flow is like. Another reason you need these documents that I'm talking about is because, again, you want to open yourself up to every possible opportunity. Okay, even for some government contracts, you need to have your finances and your books in place before the government will give you one of those nice, juicy contracts that can take your business over the top, right? There are certain business certifications that you cannot get if you don't have 2 years worth of these documents that I'm talking about. And it's you got to have cash flow statements. You need to have your balance sheets. You need to have your profit and loss, and you need to have tax returns. Okay, but today I'm just dealing with the accounting documents. All right, so let's move on to number 2, your balance sheet. All right, this is another important document that you need to have on deck, right? Your balance sheet is basically, your balance sheet is going to show you what your business's assets, liabilities, and owner's equity at a specific moment in time. Typically at the end of a quarter or a year. What are your assets looking like versus your liabilities, right? So it's kind of, to me, when I run a balance sheet in QuickBooks, and while I'm there, thank you for our partners at Intuit, our new partners at Intuit, our new affinity partners. So when I run a balance sheet in QuickBooks, it's telling me the assets of the business. It's telling me the liabilities. It's almost like, to me, it kind of looks like a summary, right? To me, that's how it looks to me. I'm gonna let Terrell break it down even further, but you do need to know what your business's assets, liabilities, where the owner's equity lie, all of that stuff. You need to know that once again, because you need to know what your business's finances are. Again, I know it's not the fun part for most of us as business owners, but it is critical. And again, it is the heartbeat of your company. You do not want to, and you need to know, watch this, and I tell everybody this, and I'm going to say it again. You need to know something about every aspect of your business so that you will not fall victim to, God forbid, someone who's taking your money. God forbid, somebody who's lying to you. You see these stories, these nightmare stories all the time, about how celebrities just turn their money over to someone, and the next thing you know, they're going to jail for tax evasion because they did not have the education, they didn't have the discipline, they were not looking to see what was going on with their own money. You see it with athletes, high income earners, right? So this is why you need to know this. You need to know enough so nobody can pull the wool over your eyes. So they can't just tell you it's something and you just say, oh, okay. You just roll with it, and the next thing you know, you're in trouble, because guess who the IRS is going to come after? They're going to come after you. They're going to come after you, and you're not even going to know what to say, right? Because you have not been watching your numbers, or you didn't know what you were looking at. This is why, as a business owner, it is critical that you at least have this information so you'll know what you're looking at. You can pay somebody else to do it, but please know what you're looking at, right? And please, by God, look at your own bank statements every month. Reconcile your own bank statement every month. Look and check off everything versus what that accountant is telling you. And any good accountant will not have a problem with you going behind and looking at what they've told you versus what you see. All right. So your balance sheet is just that. It'll tell you everything about your assets, your liabilities, and your owner's equity. Okay. Now it does not show revenue or expenses, or any of the business's other cash activities that impact your company's day-to-day health. Those are recorded on what? Your cash flow statement. All right. Now here, this next one I'm going to talk about is the granddaddy of them all. Woohoo! Your profit and loss statement. Oh my gosh, your profit. This is actually my favorite. I don't know why. It's the geek in me, I guess. But whenever, every quarter, like for the client that I have with my other business, we run, I can look on that profit and loss statement and I can easily see where something was miscategorized, or when something's off or something's not looking right. My profit and loss statement is like, that tells me everything I need to know, right? So your profit and loss statement is a financial statement that summarizes the revenues, costs, and expenses incurred during a specific period of time. It shows how much profit and loss was generated or incurred by a company. Yeah. This profit and loss statement, it's going to show if you have a company, you have different products, right? And once your accounting is set up properly, it's going to be able to show you exactly how much, let's say if you have perfumes, you have oils, you have hair care products, and you have all that broken down. It's going to show you also exactly how much money you made with your hair oil. It's going to show you how much money you made on your perfume. It's going to show you versus how much you spent on marketing that perfume, if your accounting is set up that way. I personally like detailed accounting because I want to know exactly what each line of business brought into the company, right? You're going to see that on your profit and loss statement. And once again, the bankers are looking at your profit and loss statement, and it is just what it is. It's going to show you your profit versus your losses, right? And that, again, that's the granddaddy of them all, because at the end of the day, we're in business to do what? We're in business to make money. We're in business to make a profit. And this will tell you whether or not you're making a profit versus a loss. All of these, everything works together. That cash flow statement, that balance sheet, and that profit and loss statement, it all works together. The numbers, they all work together. But you want to eventually be a profitable company, right? But you have to be able to track that. You cannot have stuff willy-nilly. You need to have your business expenses separated from your personal expenses so that you can do business properly, right? And then you need to have an accountant to come in using Intuit QuickBooks and setting up your accounting properly, right? Sitting down with them, getting to know what your lines of business are, what products do you have, what services do you provide, right? I'll take Admins to Go, for example, right? So if I have a virtual assistant company and they require executive assistants, that's one line of business for me, but another line of business for me could also just be strictly bookkeeping, right? I'm not handling any emails. I'm not booking any flights. Listen, that to me is a separate line of business for me. Because there's like a bookkeeping department, and you have your virtual executive assistants over here. Then you have your graphic design, because I want to know how much the graphic designers are bringing in, web designers and all that. I want to know how much money is coming in for my, executives. I want to know how much money is coming in just for my small businesses who need bookkeeping services. I want to know that kind of thing. But that's why you need to have a good CPA to set your bookkeeping up properly. All right? I can't stress to you enough how important it is that you do this. Just collecting buckets of money and not knowing who's giving it to you, but not really recording why. Listen, when you have bankers on board and they're coming and they're looking at the financial health of your company, trust me when I tell you it looks a lot better when they know that you are being meticulous about your books. Do you hear me? When those grant makers are looking at your company, they are looking at the financial health of your company as well. They want to make sure that you have control and manage your finances properly. Because if you're not managing your money properly, you're not going to manage the money that they give you properly. If you're not managing your money properly, the banks are going to say, well, if they're not managing this well, how do we know we're going to get paid back? The grant makers are not expecting their money back, but they are expecting you to do what you said you were going to do, and they are expecting you to manage your money and manage the money that they bless you with. Right? So it's critical that you have these documents and that you know what these documents mean, and that you have somebody who is an expert to teach you about these documents. I did the best I can, but listen, I am not a CPA, okay? But I do want to stress to you the fact that you need these documents. And all of this comes into play when it's time for you to pay your taxes. To pay your taxes at the end of every year, at the end of your tax season. You have to keep these records. Do you hear what I'm saying? You do not need to be running around with a book, with a box full of receipts. Nope. And at the end of the year, driving your CPA crazy every year when you can be tracking this stuff on a monthly basis in QuickBooks. Let me tell you something. The app is wonderful. Okay, the app is great. You can even take receipts, take pictures of your receipts. I mean, if you're out and you're taking a trip for your company, listen, are you recording your miles? That is important. That's tax write-off right there. You can write off a certain percentage of your mileage every year, right? All of this, but it all starts again with you recording your numbers, having your accounting set up properly, and managing your books properly. I can't tell you how many nightmare stories I hear. I can't tell you. And if I were to bring on some of my banker friends, they would tell you the exact same thing that I'm telling you. I hear these stories all the time. And most of the time, it's because small business owners don't even really know what these documents are or what they mean and how critical they are to the success of their company. Again, you will miss opportunities to grow your business if your foundation is not set right. You will blow opportunities. You will have to leave money on the table, contracts on the table, simply because your financial documents are not tight. I can't stress it to you enough. Listen, I'm not going to belabor the point, but here's what I want you to do. If you need to know, if you're serious about business, you need to know, and you need to be trained in this. You need to join this seminar. You need to be trained about what these documents are in great detail from a CPA who will break it down to you like you're in the third grade. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there front and center. Okay. And we're going to start this seminar, and I'll have the flyer out today in greater detail, but you see the flyer in the Eventbrite pinned to the top of my pages. But listen, we're going to talk about setting up your business properly. Which do you want? Are you an LLC? Are you better off as a C Corp? Are you making enough money for the S Corp designation? Right? And we're going to talk about some of the same things that I just talked about in this episode about setting your business up for financial success. Listen, you need to be a part of this seminar. This is not like financing your business at any level. My God, that seminar was absolutely amazing, if I do say so myself. The team that I'm telling you, I wish I could pack those guys up and take them on the road with me, because that's how good that seminar was. I must say, it went extremely well. I couldn't have asked for a better panel, right? And for those of you who attended that, I'm going to make sure I send this I'm sending this episode out to everyone, but you need part two. These are the documents that we discussed in financing your business at any level. You don't want to miss this seminar. Yes, it is way more expensive. It's far more expensive than that $25 donation for financing your business at any level. These prices, this is for people who are serious. Do you hear me? These are people. This is for people who are willing to invest in their knowledge, because this is a boot camp. This is training, right? We're not just going to be telling you the information. We're going to be teaching you how to do it. Well, excuse me. Terrell's going to be teaching you how to do it. I'm going to be listening. I'm going to start us off. I'm going to start us off with the structure and the operations, but after that, he's going to get all into the numbers. And again, you have to know this stuff. I know it's boring. I know you can pay somebody, but again, you don't want to pay somebody that can play you. Let me just put it that way in my DC vernacular, okay? You still need to know what you're looking at. Our prices begin at $99. But listen, I have that set until August the 15th. After that, the price increases to $129 per person. After that, after August the 30th, the price is going up to full price of $149. But it will be worth it. You have to invest in yourself. If you need to split those payments up, please let me know. But listen, I want you, and I want everybody who attended Financing Your Business at Any Level to come back and go, so we can go into greater details. We can take this thing to the next level. You do not want to miss this. This boot camp is the heart and soul of your company. I know you've got a great service, you've got great ideas, but baby, if your numbers are messed up, if you're not tracking them like you should, you are setting yourself again for delay. I'm not going to say failure, because I believe in the power of words, but you're definitely setting yourself up for delay. You will definitely hinder yourself when it comes to contracts. Do you know that there are minority business certifications out there that are available to you, but you need to have 2 years worth of these documents in order to get the certifications? That's a different class. But I'm going to tell you from experience that you need to have 2 years worth of cash flow statements, profit and loss statements, 2 years worth of taxes, baby. They want to know. They want to make sure that you're what? Serious, because that shows that you're serious about how you run your business. I can't stress that to you enough. These documents show the bankers and show the government and show people who have corporate contracts. I'm talking Johnson & Johnson, Exxon, Shell. Those minority business certifications open up the doors to do business with those kinds of companies. But again, you have to have these financial documents in order. Absolutely have to, in order to get the certifications that you need. The same for the government certifications, because this says, oh, they're in business for real. They are serious about what they're doing. If you're just dumping money into your account and you are not really accounting for where it's going, they're not going to take you seriously. Or why should they? Because that's saying to them that you're not serious. It just is. It is what it is. That has nothing to do with your passion. That has nothing to do with how excited you are about what you do and how much you love what you do. What people who with money and people who can open doors for you, what they're looking at is how well you run your business. They're looking at operations. Okay, so listen, I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse. Listen, the information for the seminar is going across the screen. I can't stress to you enough how important it is that you get into this seminar. It's Saturday, September the 14th, via Zoom with my friend Terrell Turner, CPA. He's one of the top. Listen, he is he's just, the man is just bad. Okay, top 40 under 40, New York Times. He's recognized by the New York Times. Now you all know I don't bring anybody to do any seminars at NBBOA, okay, that are not I don't bring any lightweight people. I'm just gonna say it like that. Everybody that I bring or invite to do something with us, listen, I have vetted them. I have vetted them. Number one, I've vetted them, right? I pray about everything. And number two, I check them out. I watch their knowledge. I'm listening to what they're saying, right? I can feel whether they know what they're talking about or not. I'm telling you, these are the people. I have great people around me. I cannot complain. So listen, get on in here. The information is pinned. It's on this. It's above the video or below the video, depending on where you're watching it. And listen, you want to register. Don't miss. Do not. This is critical. The heartbeat of your organization is in your operations and your numbers. All right, so listen, so thank you so much once again for joining me for Marketplace Monday. Listen, I'm super duper excited. We are changing. Right now, I'm building out this other half of this room that I'm in, and we're going to put together some nice aesthetics for our podcast studio, and we're also going to be taking this thing on the road. So listen, make sure that you follow me. Make sure that you follow me on Facebook.com/marketplace dominion. That is my business page, okay? Because we're going to be doing some exciting things with Black entrepreneurs around the country. We're going to be talking real estate. We're going to be talking about how to get your products in Walmart and Target. We have some good stuff coming up. You don't want to miss it. Trust me. So you want to follow me on all my social media platforms. On Instagram, it is Black Cash Flow Official. Facebook, again, Marketplace Dominion is my personal page, but my business Facebook page is Facebook.com/Black Cash Flow. You'll see what that's about soon enough. All right, and on TikTok, Black Cash Flow. You don't want to miss it. I have some exciting things. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. And listen, I'll see you next Monday. Get in this seminar. And listen, you all know, I'll do pop-ups at any time, right? So I will see you next week. So excited. All right. Have an amazing, amazing Monday. All right. We'll talk to you later. Okay. Bye.